Hi, I'm Fessy. I'll be your examiner today. Could you please tell your full name?
My name is Vibin Wilson.
All right. How shall I address you during the test?
You can address me with my first name, Vibin.
Okay. Where do you come from?
I come from a district called Kollam. It is a district in state of Kerala.
All right. Let's begin the test here. So let's talk about taking rest or taking breaks.
Okay.
So how often do you take a break?
With regard to my work, if I speak in the context of my work, I usually take breaks after each 45 minutes because psychology says that we can concentrate on one thing just for 45 minutes, not more than that.
Yes, exactly. So what do you usually do during a break?
I may refresh myself, I may go and have a glass of water, or if it is a lunch break, I'll go for my lunch.
Okay. So why do you need a break?
To refresh our mind, I strongly feel that it is good to take a break in different intervals that will keep your brain or your thinking pattern very proper manner or in an exotic manner.
Okay. So do you prefer a long break or several short breaks?
As I told you before, I prefer short breaks because that will keep your mind fresh and steady always.
Okay. Do breaks help you feel refreshed to get back to your work?
Of course, as I told you before, that really helps me. If I take a break, the effectiveness will be seen in the work that I do.
All right. So let's move on to part B now. Here you will be having 1 minute to prepare your cue card. Then you have to talk for 2 minutes.
Okay.
So here is your cue card.
Thank you.
Okay, Vibin, you may start now.
Okay, ma'am. From my childhood, I do remember being with my grandmother. She's telling me a lot of stories, which has lot of things to take away. In the sense, it will provide a light, shed a light to your life. Okay, I do remember a story listening from my grandmother. She was telling me about a woodcutter. He used to get inside the forest and he used to cut down a lot of wood. Although that part was not on a positive note, at the same time it has a moral to tell me. It had a moral to tell me. Even now I keep it in mind that very strongly. It is very vivid in my mind. A woodcutter was cutting wood and his axe went on a river. Suddenly, a goddess appeared and showed him a golden axe and said, "Is it your axe?" And he said, "No, it is not my axe." And again, a goddess asked, "Is it your axe?" It was a silver axe, and again he replied, "That's not mine." And the goddess showed the axe that he lost, and he said, "That's mine." Seeing his truthfulness in life, seeing his goodness in life, goddess gifted all these three axes, which was made out of gold, silver, and his own axe. From this story, I could take away a moral. It's like being truthful will be rewarded to you whenever you are or wherever you are. That's it, man.
Okay. So let's move on to part 3 now.
Okay.
Has storytelling changed over a period of time?
Of course, the track of the story or the characters of the story has changed a lot. For example, we have superheroes in our movies, and when somebody shares a story, but in olden days, as I told in the part B, it will be a moral-filled movie. Now people are more interested in a kind of fiction or a kind of fight or something of that sort.
Okay. Which way is better, traditional storytelling or the use of technology in storytelling?
Use of technology that comes to my mind. There are apps available in internet. They tell us story. We must pay them, and they tell us story. That way, traditional way of saying stories are still existing. At the same time, now a lot of changes have taken place, but I strongly feel the olden times, the way of storytelling was effective, and it will be so clear and vivid in human mind.
Okay. Do you think that generally most of the people are good at storytelling?
I don't think so, because everybody cannot do stand-up comedies, right? Everybody cannot convey an idea properly as he or she want to cut across. So I strongly feel, maybe out of 10, 5 may be able to say stories. Yeah.
Okay. What makes storytelling effective?
The way they present it. So we can present a story in one manner, at the same time we can present the same story in a different manner. It's all about how you communicate the idea or cut across the story that you want to communicate.
Okay. Is it important to tell stories?
It is always good to say stories, because it will have, if it has a moral, if it has a moral to take away, or if it has an influence on your life, of course it is good always to listen to some stories.
Okay. Is reading books beneficial or watching documentaries better?
Speaking from the perspective of psychology, I could say seeing something will be deeply imprinted on you. So, watching a documentary from the perspective of 21st century, I can say that is better. But reading a book has its own benefits. Like our imagination is working when we read a book. It will have altogether another influence on your life.
Okay. Do young children like the same stories as older children?
Absolutely no. When we say a story to an adult group or in a batch, of course, their thinking pattern, their way of analyzing, their logical analysis, all these will be different. If you say the same story to a fifth standard child or a standard one child, he may not understand how it must be understood.
That's the end of the test. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.